Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for day 58 of the 100 Day Challenge series. I want to tell you a story about what happened to me when I got pulled over, as you can see in the title, and then I will get into some of the day 58 updates for the 100 Day Challenge series that I'm currently doing. So, before I start the story, I just want to give a disclaimer that I don't have anything against police officers as a whole. I think a lot of them, probably most of them, go to work every day and do their job and go home and do a fairly good job. But this particular incident that I'm getting ready to share with you sticks out to me because um, it really gave me a really good lesson that I can look back on today and think about. Maybe I didn't see it at the time, but now I see the valuable lesson in it. So, a few years ago, when I was in college, I was dating this guy who lived 45 minutes away. And I used to drive all the way out there and then drive all the way home during the same day. And on this particular night, when I was heading back home from his house, I was doing the speed limit, and there was this car right behind me, like right on my tail. So in Maryland, where I live, you can do, I think, up to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit without being in any kind of trouble. So this car is like right up on my tail, and I say, okay, I'm only doing the speed limit right now. I do want to get home too. So let me just go a little bit faster. So now I'm doing 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, and it does not appease this person. He's still like right up on my tail. He's so close that I can't even see the lights behind my bumper. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's me being unreasonable. I'll go ahead and do the max 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. So now I'm doing 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. The car behind me is still right up on my bumper. And I guess at some point I did a slope. I went down a hill and picked up 2 miles per hour or something like that. Maybe it was just me going faster. But as soon as I did that, the car behind me had lights that went off, red and blue. Lo and behold, this was a police officer behind me the whole time. And now I'm getting pulled over. So that was cool. I I was calm and collected, even though I wanted to shout, "You made me do this. It's your fault I was speeding. You were speeding too." But with an imbalance of power like that, I just kept that thought to myself, and I got away with just a warning, no points on my license, and I was able to go home safely with just a valuable lesson that I only recently have been able to formulate into a lesson. So, the number one thing that I learned with this experience is that you need to stay true to yourself. So if you know what the rules are and you have your own agenda and your own motives for doing whatever it is that you're doing, stay true to those no matter what other pressures or noises are in your ear trying to get you to do something different. So I knew what the speed limit was. I knew what was safe for that kind of road. And I knew I wanted to get home safely. So those should have been the thoughts in my head when that person was behind me right up on my tail. I should have stuck to what I knew. Um, and other areas of life, those are the things you need to continue to think about whenever you're feeling any kind of pressure from outside sources. The second lesson that I learned is that not everything that's pushing you has your best interest at heart. So whether this is peer pressure in school, whether it's pressure from your colleagues at work, if they're pushing you to do something that doesn't align with your values, you have to think to yourself, what is the motive behind this pressure? And is this person really pushing me to do something that's good for me, or is it something that's good for them? And a lot of times when you think about it, it's not something that's good for you, and it's possibly good for the other person. And sometimes you won't even know what the motive is. But if it's not good for you, then just take that time to review the situation before acting rashly on the pressure that you're receiving. And then the third thing that I learned for the situation is that sometimes you just need to politely decline the pressure that's being exerted upon you. So I did not have to go and speed that night. I could have easily got over into the slower lane because there were no other cars on the street. So I could have gotten over, I could have stayed in the same lane and allowed him to go around me and pass me since I was already doing 10 above the speed limit. But no, I succumbed to the pressure and I got faster and faster and faster until I was pulled over. Um, if you are in school and say there's pressure on you to act a certain way or to feel a certain way, maybe to feel even bad about yourself, and maybe this is happening at lunch, one of the ways that you can change your circumstances is to maybe start taking lunch at the library. Just bring a snack to school and take lunch in the library, or take it with your favorite teacher. If you're at work and you're getting pressure to do something that's unethical, maybe it's time to, instead of taking on that pressure, report the person that's giving you the pressure that's unethical, or change departments, or just change jobs completely. So a lot of times when you are receiving a certain pressure that is not pushing you to do something to your best interest, you just need to politely decline it and change your circumstances. And this applies if you're even in a neighborhood where, you know, a certain lifestyle is looked good upon, look well upon, and it's not a lifestyle that you want to have for yourself. Maybe you need to change neighborhoods. So these are some of the lessons that I learned from this situation. And at the bottom of all of this is just staying true to yourself. You know what's right and wrong deep down on the inside of you, and just, you know, make sure that your actions align with those values that you have for yourself. Even if you have to get creative in order to stay in alignment, because you will not be happy if you do not stay true to your own values. So that's the lesson with me getting pulled over. I hope that you are able to learn something from it. If there's something that I missed in this situation, please feel free to comment below and let me know what else I could have derived from this situation. And as far as my day 58 updates, I am so happy to announce that I have come up with a name for my company that will be suitable for both my painting and my life coaching. So I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to share that with you all. I've also received some feedback for coaching. I'm waiting for a couple more responses on what I can improve and what I did well with, so that I can gear up to take on more coaching clients. And what have I also done? I've started thinking of like a system to help my clients. So instead of just like getting on the calls every day with nothing prepared to talk about, and just letting the client kind of run the conversation and let me know what they're thinking, I want to come to each call with my own nuggets for them, and just have more of a structure with the calls. And I also finally started my life coaching certification course. And so far, it's been really good. It's still really broad. I'm still in chapter 1 of this course, but I think it's going to be really helpful for me. So that is it for my day 58 updates. I want to thank you so much for joining me again for my YouTube videos. If you are interested in learning more about me and joining in for the 100-day challenge, please feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when I'm uploading another video for the challenge. All right, thanks again. Bye. See y'all later.